lives matters because you're killing black people. All lives matters, but you got to think about who dying out here. When y'all go home, we worrying about our kids coming home. Y'all kids going to college. Mine going to the penitentiary and the graveyard. Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
If we say Black Lives Matter, then does that mean only Black lives? It's like, no. But that's interesting that that's what would come from that, right?
I remember in that moment just sitting and really with the fact that everybody knew what took place. And despite all the knowledge, despite the testimonies, despite all of that, Trayvon Martin was put on trial for his own death, his murder. I read a Facebook post by Alicia Garza, and it was this really well-written, basically like a love note to our people, saying, yeah, we should be outraged. We shouldn't sit idly by. We shouldn't take this for granted, and we can actually do something about it. And then at the end of her post, she said something like, our lives matter, Black lives matter.
We're peacefully protesting and that our lives matter and everyone should care because police brutality is not okay against black people, against anybody.
There have been those in recent months who have tried to minimize the importance of the Black Lives Matter movement. They try to minimize it or trivialize it by saying, well, all lives matter. Blue lives matter. Well, we get that and we know that all lives matter. But the point is that when this nation has a history of this kind of inhumane, brutal treatment aimed at African Americans, especially males, and we now have the luxury of being able to see this captured on film, then it adds another whole dimension.
We can stand up together and say, yes, Black lives matter.
It was a hashtag, it was a platform, and now what we're seeing is that it's actually a network.
All lives matter. Remember that. Remember that. All lives matter. So, we'll have these little interruptions. So
we can see that the racism in our society is relentless. We can see that all of our struggles and all of our communities are intertwined, and that if we let one community be swept to the side or deported, that we know that it means all of us are under attack.
Black Lives Matter started 5 years ago, and 3 black women started it, and the fact that 5 years later people are still honoring us and giving us our credit just shows the strength of our resistance movement in this moment.
Having this conversation years and years later with my children, like, because of your skin, you're a threat. I don't want to be telling my kids, because of your dark and your melanated skin, that you're going to die. You have to fear for your life when you're pulled over.
We've commissioned the artwork. We've renamed the plaza, and we think it's going to have a central place, not in just DC history, but in American history, and we should be proud of it.
To me, black lives don't matter until you're dead. We have a massive turnout because of George Floyd's death, murdered by the hands of a police officer that was sworn to uphold the law.